Wow, despite talking a big game, Donald Trump has instantly folded at the outset of these negotiations with Iran in Islamabad. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the entire Trump regime were posting earlier on social media that they're not going to give up their own interpretation of the 10-point plan. And then the Iranian negotiators, their leader of the parliament, MB Ghalibaf, and their foreign minister, Araghchi, like, okay, well, then we're not going to show up to Islamabad, and we're just going to leave J.D. Vance and Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner alone there in Pakistan. So see you later. And then the Trump regime was like, okay, we'll give you what you want. What do you want? And then Iran posted on social media, we got exactly what we wanted already. And that seems that it means a lot of money has already been paid by the United States to Iran, potentially billions and billions and billions of dollars. You know how Donald Trump and his regime attacked former President Obama, who actually entered into a solid deal with Iran, and they said he brought cash loads on an airplane. It seems, and again, I don't know for a fact, but let me show you what I'm basing my knowledge on, that the Trump regime may have already made a significant payment to Iran. I can't say that for a fact. I always want to be very clear here, but let's show you what went down already. MB Ghalibaf, Iran's parliament leader, who's one of the main negotiators in Islamabad, he posted the following before the Iranian delegation arrived in Islamabad. He writes, "Two of the measures mutually agreed upon between the parties have yet to be implemented. One, a ceasefire in Lebanon and the release of Iran's blocked assets prior to the commencement of negotiations. These two matters must be fulfilled before negotiations start. Number one, ceasefire in Lebanon." Remember, Trump was saying Lebanon's not included, and J.D. Vance yesterday was like, oh, Ghalibaf doesn't know English well because we never said that Lebanon was involved in the ceasefire. And Ghalibaf was like, yeah, you're going there? Okay, then we're not showing up. And it seems that the Trump regime finally got Netanyahu, at least temporarily, to say no more strikes on Lebanon. Then number two, you see it says Iran's blocked assets prior to the commencement of negotiations must be released back to Iran. I mean, that number, I think, is closer to $8 to $10 billion. It may even be more than that. And so media was reporting earlier today, the Iranian negotiating delegation has been at Tehran airport for hours and has not yet departed for Pakistan. And the sticking point is around Lebanon. But also don't sleep on the payment to Iran. And then the Iranian social media accounts were saying, bully or not bully, that is the question. And then the Iranian social media accounts posted, the preconditions have been accepted. The preconditions have been accepted. What were the preconditions? Ceasefire in Lebanon and release of Iran's blocked assets. And Iran's just posting that publicly, and there's no denial of that from the Trump regime. And then Ghalibaf arrived. We have video of Ghalibaf and Foreign Minister Araghchi arriving in Pakistan. MB Ghalibaf posted this photo of himself on the Iranian airplane that arrived in Pakistan, and he writes, "My companions on this flight, hashtag Manab168, as the Trump regime committed war crimes and killed all the little girls in the Manab Elementary School. Also, New York Times reported about 23 other elementary schools or schools were blown up by the United States and Israel already. Lots of hospitals as well. You see the delegation of the Islamic Republic of Iran, represented by Ghalibaf, Foreign Minister Araghchi, and others. They've arrived in Islamabad after the United States met those preconditions. And then Ghalibaf said the following: "In the upcoming negotiations, if the American side is ready for a real agreement and to grant the rights of the Iranian nation, they will see readiness for an agreement on our side as well. However, in the current conflict, we have shown them that if they intend to use negotiations as a futile show or a deceptive operation, we are prepared to secure our rights through faith in God and reliance on the capabilities of our nation. Unfortunately, our experience with negotiations with the Americans has always been accompanied by failure and breach of commitments. Twice within less than a year, in the middle of negotiations, despite the goodwill of the Iranian side, they attacked us and committed numerous war crimes. We have goodwill, but we do not have any trust. Now, some U.S. officials are saying that they are concerned that Iran could use this pause in fighting to rebuild parts of its missile arsenal. According to the Wall Street Journal, U.S. intelligence assesses that Iran still has thousands of ballistic missiles and could redeploy launchers from underground storage despite recent strikes. In other words, they still have most of their capabilities. They have their drones, their FPV and Shaheeds. They've got their ballistic missiles. They've got their unmanned vessels that can be shot at any of these ships that traverse the Strait of Hormuz without permission. And speaking about the Strait of Hormuz, only 2 ships transited the Strait of Hormuz today, according to data shared with NBC News by SPG Energy Oil, marking the lowest level since Trump announced a ceasefire with Iran earlier this week. Daily traffic before the war typically ranged between 130 and 160 vessels. Frankly, during the war, there would be about 8 to 10 vessels that were able to leave. And now we've seen maybe 1 or 2, and they're not tankers. They are cargo ships, Iranian flagged as well. Iranian social media accounts are writing, the Iranian delegation named as Manab 168, that is the hammer in our hands. And then the Iranian social media account writes, does a ceasefire count among the wars that Donald Trump has ended? If Iran and the U.S. reach an agreement, does that give Donald Trump 2 points or more? Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what Iran is doing? They're putting Donald Trump and, frankly, the United States through a humiliation ritual. Never before has the United States negotiated from such a position of weakness. Never before has the United States looked so pathetic. This is what is going on with the Trump regime. And just ask the most basic question. We went to war. Why? Why? To satisfy the bloodlust of Netanyahu and Donald Trump to commit more war crimes? Because the Islamic Republic is still in power. A more powerful version of their Islamic Republic runs the government now. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has more power now than even the spiritual leaders, Ayatollah Mojtaba, though the Islamic Republic is in firm control. More people have been rallied in Iran around this regime. They control the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's already won the negotiation, right? Because Donald Trump said regime change. And Donald Trump said that they will destroy all of their capabilities. That's not happening. So this is a negotiation over opening the Strait of Hormuz. Do you see, to use the words jujitsu, that was done on Donald Trump and his negotiating team? Pathetic. But look how pathetic he is. I mean, this is what Trump's been posting. I showed you what the Iranians are posting, right? That's what they posted. What's Trump been posting? I'm pleased to announce that today my administration officially filed the presentation and plans to the highly respected Commission of Fine Arts for what will be the greatest and most beautiful triumphal arch anywhere in the world. This will be a wonderful addition to the Washington, D.C. area for all Americans to enjoy for many decades to come. Nobody wants triumphal arches or golden ballrooms or any of this. People want health care and they want homes and they want to afford things, especially as we saw inflation surge today to, frankly, record highs month over month as a result of this despicable Trump regime. Donald Trump's also posting this. 2 days before Hungary's election, he pledges to buy votes for Viktor Orban with U.S. taxpayer dollars. My administration stands ready to use the full economic might of the United States to strengthen Hungary's economy, as we have done for our great allies in the past. If Prime Minister Viktor Orban and the Hungarian people ever need it, we are excited to invest in the future prosperity that will be generated by Orban's continued leadership. And then Donald Trump is putting new gigantic statues in the White House Rose Garden. Dude, what the hell are you doing, you loser? This is such loser and pathetic behavior. I don't care what political party you're from or if you don't like politics at all. This is weird, deranged stuff, man. Cut it out. It's gross. Donald Trump speaking at the on the tarmac, where he's, I guess, headed to play more golf on the taxpayer dime. Reporter asks him, "So what's your backup plan if negotiations fail?" Let's play it.
It won't be easy. It won't be, I would say this, we will have that open fairly soon.
What's your backup plan?
Excuse?
What's your backup plan if there's no field opens?
You don't need a backup plan. We have, the military is defeated. Their military is gone. They have, we've degraded just about everything. They have very few missiles. They have very little manufacturing capability. We've hit them hard. Our military is amazing, the job they've done.
Great job, Donald, having no plan. Fantastic. What about, what are you going to do with the Gulf? We're going to open it with them or without them. One way or another, we're going to do it. Okay, here, play this clip.
What's going on? They're militarily defeated, and now we're going to open up the Gulf with or without them. But that'll be open. We're going to be, or the Strait as they call it, and I think it's going to go pretty quickly. And if it doesn't, we'll be able to finish it off one way or the other. It's going well. The Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone, all anti-aircraft is gone. The leaders are gone. The whole place is gone. So we'll see how it turns out. So it's JD and Steve and Jared. They have a good team, and they meet tomorrow. We'll see how it all works out.
Then he says the Strait's going to open automatically. Here, play this clip.
No nuclear weapon. That's 99% of it.
Strait of Hormuz as well?
Yeah, but that'll open up automatically. The answer is yes, but the Strait will open up. If we just left, the Strait's going to, otherwise they make no money. So the Strait's going to open, but what we have is no nuclear weapon, but we'll open the Strait anyway. Don't forget, we don't use the Strait. Other countries use the Strait. So we do have other countries coming up, and they'll help out, but we don't use it. It won't be easy. It won't be, I would say this, we will have that open fairly soon.
Then he says Iran doesn't even have a Navy anymore. Their Navy is gone. Here, play this clip.
One way or the other, it's going well. The Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone, all anti-aircraft is gone, the leaders are gone, the whole place is gone. So we'll see how it turns out.
Idiot. I don't know how to describe it. Just so their Navy is right now not only not gone, their Navy is so in control of the Strait of Hormuz that their Navy's doing escorts in the future of ships traversing the Strait of Hormuz. Their Navy is there. Now, they don't have maybe the big ships, you blew all of that, but they have a nimble, small Navy with small vessels. Now, how do you think they control the Strait of Hormuz? If you think they don't have one, then move your ships in. Move your ships through the narrow Strait of Hormuz, right? Why aren't you doing it? If you are so believing that you have full control. That's where we're at now. Again, just the facts, Jack. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.